Hey you guys, so today's the day I'm taking my Amaryllis out of dormancy. So I placed them into dormancy first week of September, and now it's been about 10 weeks, which is perfect. Also, a sure sign it's time to take your Amaryllis out of dormancy is when they start to form buds. Like this beautiful magic green Amaryllis, which has 2 buds, by the way. Super exciting. So what I'm going to do today is do a general cleanup of the Amaryllis. I'm going to repot some of them because the bulbs just look kind of strange. And I also wanted to show you a new way I'm going to grow Amaryllis this year. All right, so the first task is to clean up this beautiful apple blossom Amaryllis that I've had in this pot for about a year. So I'm not going to change the soil. All I'm going to do is clean up the foliage. And if you had your Amaryllis in dormancy in a pot like this is probably the situation you're looking at right now. All the leaves have dried up. So all you have to do is just remove the leaves and making sure that there's no rot or anything. Usually touch the necks of the bulbs. I hope you guys can see this. I didn't check if this was in the frame. I think it is. So the next thing I'm going to do is water this Amaryllis really well. And I don't normally water my Amaryllis a lot, but when they just come out of dormancy, the soil here is bone dry. And I like to soak it really well. Make sure you have a saucer underneath your pot or some sort of a tray because the water is definitely going to come out. And after I water it, I will place it in a warm and bright location. I will probably put it right there on my windowsill here in the plant room. And this is pretty much it. In a few weeks, I will start seeing some growth, and a couple of weeks after that, it will bloom. Now this Amaryllis right here, the magic green that I showed you, look really good. And the soil here is fresh, so I'm not going to repot them. But what I'm going to do is when they enter their active growing period, I'm going to fertilize them once a week. And Amaryllis are a really hungry plant. It's almost like you cannot over fertilize them. So I fertilize them once a week or at least every other week if I forget. And that is one of the secrets of growing a really good and healthy Amaryllis is fertilizing them on a weekly basis or at least a regular basis. So these I also will place right there on the sunny windowsill and just keep watering and fertilizing. Now this Amaryllis right here needs a little help. It's kind of low in the pot and the soil looks strange. There's not enough soil for sure. So what I'm going to do is just repot it. So I'll just take a nice terracotta pot and pop this one out. Beautiful root system, by the way. A little too much soil. Lower it. And remember, Amaryllis does not like to be too low because you don't want to rot the bulb. I like to clean up this skin here. There's a baby. I'm actually going to leave the baby and see how much it will grow. So it's still a little too high. This is better. I like to cover about 1/3 of the bulb on the bottom. I don't cut the roots when I replant, so the plant does not take extra energy to produce new roots. And I think this looks good. Again, the next step is to water it really well. Let me grab a saucer. Avoid watering in this part of the bulb because you don't want it to rot. And there you go. Here's an Amaryllis bulb that I had out in the garden all summer, planted in one of the beds. I actually decided to experiment this summer. I left most of my Amaryllis at home under lights because I just didn't have the time to move a lot of them outside. But some of them, as per usual, I planted outside. And what I usually do is I bring them inside and let them dry. But now it's time to actually plant them. I just washed off some of this extra soil that it had. But basically, when you have an Amaryllis that you had out in the garden, you just have to plant it again in a pot. And the same thing, fill a little bit on the bottom and then on the sides. Okay, and the next step again is to water it. This is it for the Amaryllis. I have been growing and reblooming for a number of years. And as you can see, it's a very simple process. You take your Amaryllis out of dormancy, you water that soil really, really well, and you place it in a warm and bright location. Now, if you grew your Amaryllis out in the garden in the summer, what you have now is bulbs that you have to plant in the soil. And again, after you plant them, water that soil really well, place them in a warm and bright location, and they will bloom for you. Now I'm going to show you a new way I'm trying to grow Amaryllis this year, and it is in water. Now, I've tried to grow other bulbs in water before, like paper whites and hyacinths, and it works really, really well. But I've never grown Amaryllis in water before. So Chalili, which is a family-owned business in St. Louis area, sent these beautiful Amaryllis out to me. They actually told me that they watched my videos and they were really inspired by the holiday arrangements that I put together with Amaryllis. And I received these beautiful bulbs from them. So they actually came in these pots already potted up like this, which by the way makes a great gift. So there were 3 of them like that, and then there were kits with these beautiful vases and the Amaryllis bulb. So these vases are specifically designed to force Amaryllis, because Amaryllis do not like to sit in water. So they have to just hover over the water, and that's what this like a bubble shaped like bottom here. So all I have to do is fill the bottom with some water, just like this. I can just below the rim so the bulb does not rot. And let me get the label out here and place the bulb just like this. It's already so pretty. And I put the labels in here so I know which ones are which. And by the way, these are the varieties that they sent over to me. This is white Amadeus, which I have. It is absolutely beautiful. Picotea, which is a white, beautiful Amaryllis with a red fringe on the petals. Mont Blanc, which I believe is pure white. Gervais, which is beautiful. I looked that one up. I never grown this one before. Red Lion, which I have. It's a beautiful classic red Amaryllis. And Cherry Blossom, which is very similar to Apple Blossom, but I've never grown this one. All right, you guys, this is it for today's video. I feel like the Amaryllis season has officially begun, and I'm super excited. I will definitely keep you updated on the progress of all of these flowers, and hopefully when I start to see some color, I can put some beautiful arrangements together again. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching today's video. I hope you learned something new, and I will see you in the next one.